We could go for innovative ideas. It's still early enough for that to make sense. Been the 4th idea group. And our innovativeness is now 19, so it's not exactly poor. And because we are ahead of time in all different sectors, that'll mean that we will get the absolute maximum innovativeness gain, which just makes everything else cheaper. The policies that we get would increase infantry combat ability with quality, global trade power and settler chance with exploration. Alternatively, economic ideas, just because we really need the inflation reduction. This with quality gives us discipline. Exploration gives tariffs, that one's not as useful. Or we could go trade. This gives us trade efficiency and trade steering with expansion, or trade efficiency with quality. That's a lot of trade power. As in, the ability to trade as opposed to actual trade power modifier. Maritime plus quality would be morale of navies. Naval force limit with expansion. That would actually be a plus 88%. Plus 83%, because we also get the 50% from the Grand Navy. So maritime plus expansion equals really big fleets, which as Spain would be useful, especially when we start actually protecting trade. Trade could be another one. Gives us the extra 3 merchants, gives us the extra trade power, gives us more trade steering. I don't know if trade steering is useful for us. Trade steering is probably useful for us. Hang on, let me just see what our ID is. $179th. So no, it's not worth getting trade steering for us. Naval ideas. I'm not convinced that naval would be very useful right now. Defensive with exploration is morale and foreign spy detection, regiment cost, recover army morale. Yeah, unfortunately the defensive idea policies just aren't usually that good. Quantity would give us land force limit settler increase, and manpower and leader maneuver. Yeah, they're okay. Offensive would give us automatically discover adjacent when we build a colony. Privateering efficiency and durability, again, not massively important. So I'm kind of leaning towards economic, primarily for the inflation reduction, or maritime for the extra naval force limits, that when we start our massive naval build-up, we'll be in a position to really profit from that. Or trade, possibly trade. Or innovative for the extra science. Steer the heck out of the Spice Islands. It would be like one area that we can do that to. Like, Castile's ID is so low that we're really not going to earn very much. Although, actually looking at it, most of the ones which are higher than us, there's some really weird ones with a strangely high ID. Brazil, 65. Canada, 66. Chile, 67. Saw Texas a minute ago. Texas has a higher ID than Castile does. What's Spain's? That's a good question. It's even lower. It's 184. This is the list. So what I'm talking about, for those of you who are just going, what the hell is he talking about? The way the trade steering works in this game is only 5 countries can ever affect trade steering in a province. So what trade steering does, it will increase the value of the ducats which are being pushed out of a node. And it will increase that value by a decreasing amount. So of those 5 nations, the one which is first in the list increases it the most, second increases the second, third increases the third, etc. Down to the maximum of the 5. Anything below 5, cut off, irrelevant. Unfortunately, this list is determined by ID. It is not determined by your trade steering value. So if your country is really lucky like Sweden or Denmark and has a really high ID, trade steering is phenomenally useful. You will be boosting the living daylights out of the ducat value of just blipping trade around the world. If, however, you're a low value, as we found that the Hansa was, trade steering is basically useless because you'll never be applying that because your ID is just too low. Other people with even less will have even higher. So I really would recommend, like, this is advanced trade. If you're a true beginner to this, don't worry about this. It's not that relevant. But if you're somebody who really wants to squeeze the absolute maximum out of your trade ability, then trade steering is important. And the amount that you should prioritize gaining trade steering strength will be determined by your ID, which is a completely arbitrary number that has no real bearing on the game itself. So the reason I make such a big deal out of this is it basically makes an entire idea modifier completely useless for many countries. And really, I think there's only one nation, which is Norway, which gets trade steering as a national ID, and it would actually be useful. Norway is probably actually one of the strongest potential trading nations in the game because of that. They have really good colonial reach. They would be able to be shifting trade around a lot. And because they'd be able to shift the trade around a lot because of A, they get free colonists, which means they can colonize more easily and early. And then B, their trade steering ability, plus the trade steering ability ID, means that Norway could potentially be a really big trade power. Although it is in a very difficult position at the start, so swings and roundabouts. Denmark is another one. Denmark has a massive potential for that. And you can see the list here. So we have a higher ID than Portugal, so we do increase the outgoing value by 8%. I forget what the sliding scale is. I think it's like 5%, 3%, 2%, 1%, 0.5% or something like that. And then 0. But it really should be ordered by steering modifier, not ID. Because then countries which actually have invested in trade steering would be able to benefit the most from the trade steering that they can then do. It's a bad system. It's just a really bad system. One of those hidden foibles in the game. So no, that is actually going to reduce the amount of value we get from trade ideas. Although this does give us trade range, which we discovered last time is much more useful than I previously thought, in that it increases the supply ship reach. I think right now I'm leaning between economic or maritime. We have tended to have a lot more admin power. And we have also, throughout, and because of our reliance on gold, been struggling with inflation, which is natively going up by 0.05% a year simply because of gold, not even including loans that we take. So I think that economic makes the most sense for us. So that's what we're going to grab. Then the economic policies are going to be the discipline and the infantry combat. So that's going to quite significantly increase our combat potential as well. Can you get privateered by your own colonies? Yes, you can. We were having that last time. Sounds like an argument for Sweden to release Gotland so the Gotland merchants can mess up everybody else's trade steering. Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing is Sweden, obviously, paradox, has the highest actually usable trade steering ID. They are number 4, and the only ones higher than them are rebels, pirates, and natives. Rebels, pirates, and natives, of course, not being playable. Go Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Gotland, Norway, Holstein, Scandinavia. So actually going from Denmark to Scandinavia in terms of trade steering is a bad idea. Or Norway to Scandinavia. Then Estonia, Livonia, Sapmi, Karelia, Iceland is 15th. Achaia, Albania. Athens, Bosnia, Bulgaria, Byzantium, Corfu, Croatia, Crete, Cyprus, Dalmatia, Epirus, Greece, the Knights. Knights are 29th. Which of those are true trading nations? Denmark. Yeah, I thought I wouldn't really consider Denmark a trading nation. Ragusa, number 34. The first trading nation on this list is Ragusa at 34. Sapmi doesn't even exist as a core anywhere on the start. Neither does Iceland. Sapmi is 13th, Iceland is 15th. Oh, at least Iceland is formable. Yeah, Sapmi can only be done through revolts. Same with Karelia, which is 14th. Ah, dear. Is this the game where we have an Iceland? No. That's the Hunter game. One of these days, I'll need to do a Norway game again. I don't think they're as good as they used to be because they used to get crazy lightship combat ability, which basically meant they didn't need to bother with heavy ships. But they don't get that anymore. I think that was back in the days when I did the 3-player game with Igel and Bussy. Was I Norway in that? I feel like I was Norway. Where the three of us had the old girl, the Norse religion. Which I modded in. Or rather added through a mod. It's already in the game. You just can't get it. Unless with a custom nation. I've completely lost my train of thought here. What on earth was I doing? Preparing for a naval invasion, that's part of it. We do need to rebuild our navy, or our transports. I'm actually tempted to upgrade these. Part of that is we're just going to need more money. And there's the Diplotech, so we are now ahead of time in every category. And we can now get Galleass. Although from this point onwards we really, well, from Tech 15 we should be building galleons. Noble family requests aid. One of Castile's most powerful noble families has, despite his vast landed wealth, managed to accumulate significant debt that is finding hard to pay back. They have approached the king to ask for help. I will grant you this aid. Although that is going to require me to take out 2 loans. Ouch! You know what, I'll take 3 loans then so I can start rebuilding my navy. Which was gonna take a freaking long time if I do it there. Alright. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which is the number of troops I'm shipping around at the moment. Once you finished repairing, we'll shift them over. Well, actually, no, we just need to go to America, or Mexico, to pick up the troops. And now that I'm ahead of time again in military, and now that we've only got 4 years until I need to complete that agenda, we can get the fabrication on Syak. It is going to be for Palembang. And actually, the other thing that occurs to me is how much would it cost to just buy? Charter company would be 681. And from Syak? 681. Is it always going to be 681? Yes. Okay, 15,000 men. No forts to retreat behind. This is going to be slightly risky. And considering how well the war against the Mamelukes went, let's do a quick cheeky save. We do have a lot of manpower. We have a decent amount of money in the bank. We can bring mercenaries out here if we need to. Our units also look amazing. Look at that. Alright, let's do this. Nope, not you. You. declare war. Need to wait until we actually get the conquest. Who was the other power that we were going to fight? Shamar. Where are they? They don't even exist. So in other words, we've not discovered them. Defender of the Sunni faith. There they are. We have discovered them. I don't think they're going to be relevant. They're landlocked. Okay, we're fine. Syak, so sorry. We're going to be taking Palembang from you. Once we have taken Kutai. And the other thing we do need to do is get our warships out here. Mamelukes are no longer rivaling me. That's interesting. Three years remaining. They have 2 forts I'm going to need to take in those 3 years. Surprised we haven't seen their army yet. Where is Kutai's army? Now we are 2 technologies ahead of Syak and 1 ahead of Kutai. Plus we just have a lot more military ideas. Portugal's going after Otomi. Conversion successful. Okay, let's begin another one. In Belatung, I guess. Seeing how Pontiac's going to be quite expensive. Now when our ships do arrive, they're going to be pretty badly damaged. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you stationed in Assetite until you're repaired, and then we'll send you on. Oh. Syak's actually being so good as to land troops over here. Interesting. We still haven't seen the Kutai army. Well, let's go and kill their armies, which they are very nicely leading to us. While the poor state of the Castellan currency is becoming ever more troubling for us, the common people have started to look to other solutions. Many are growing wary of the use of money and avoid it wherever possible, reverting to old means of trade like the barter system. Perhaps their concerns are misplaced, but if we do not act swiftly, we may lose their grip on the economy and the country itself. So we can spend 100 admin to lose inflation, or we can gain autonomy in the home provinces. I think I'm actually going to spend the admin. And we're now below 5, so that should do for now. And we can also start converting Pontiac, which will begin. Bombard the forts using the navy and the cannons. I don't have a navy out here. I do have cannons, but I don't really want to spend the military power. I'm still trying to get military ideas, finishing off quality so I can get the discipline. Conversion successful. Very good. Also, we have another colonist, which we are definitely going to be sending huzzah out here. Currently trying to build El Dorado up some more. Let's see if that's still in the same area. It is. Huzzah! Although actually the development of those provinces is a lot lower. So maybe I should be focusing a little bit more here on the south. Huzzah! Slurfen, thank you so much for the generosity there. Crikey, thank you very, very much. Huzzah! 10 gift subs, that's incredibly generous, thank you. Ned the Goat, Langley, Sayers, The Real Courier, Mr. Jack, Antichrist, one of the Barrys, LeChuck. Huzzah! Red Centaur and Dr. Necro, congratulations on the gifted subs, courtesy of Slurfen. Thank you very much for that, Slurfen. Huzzah! Hey, Mordgang. Hey, Slurfin. Now that's an entrance. That is indeed an entrance, yeah, I agree. Huzzah! That's awesome of you, thank you. Always makes my day, gift subs. Huzzah! Just because it shows such generosity of spirit to the rest of the community, so thank you for that. Right, so they've got 16,000 men here. We are about to attack into Sandpit. Huzzah! We do have the tech advantage over them. We don't have any cavalry, but I don't think that's going to matter. Sandpit is a jungle. They do have extra troops there, but we've got Elzadraki, who is a good commander. Huzzah! Development of veneering. Ooh, hello. Initially, many types of tropical wood could be considered too brittle by the woodworkers. With the development of veneering, however, it's become possible to make use of ebony and other tropical woods selected for their beauty rather than their strength. As a result, the creation of beautiful and original cabinets and other prestige furniture from tropical woods has grown into a major business. Price of tropical wood increases by 50%. Sweet. Oh man, our armies are significantly stronger than theirs. Wow. Yep, let's go and crush that one. Stack wipe? Stack wipe. Awesome. And then we'll head back up to Kutai to go and siege that down. The Banderantes are ready for employment. Segip has become self-sustaining. And I think that Jeromabau is going to be a good one. Oops. To send a colonist, and then maybe Krato? Yeah, I think Krato. Those are both relatively high development places, so we're investing quite heavily into El Dorado at the moment, because I am expecting it to be quite an important location. And then let's go and grab all of our ships here. And heck, I may as well just send you just straight up to Belize, and we'll send you to Belize as well. Meanwhile, the Armada Real are just off the coast of Acetite, however you pronounce it. And now this is going to be a defensive battle for us, because we're catching you in Kutai. So they get the -1. We have 1.2 morale more than they do. Otherwise, this is pretty equal, but that morale is killer. Relations improved. We have found common ground with our El Dorado neighbours in the fact we share the Catholic faith. Our relations have improved. Our two nations look to the future. Cool. Right, I still need to get the advisor slots. Now, can we get anything useful? We could get a discipline guy. 10 ducats. That's not actually outrageous. Are you half price? I don't think so. But I'm going to hire you. And then we can also get an admin guy. We are trying to get economic ideas. We could get the missionary strength. And you know what? Right now, that would be very powerful. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's also go and crush this army. Which, had I been ever so slightly quicker, we probably would have stack wiped. One of the cardinals in Castile has proven to be a skilled administrator and already provides useful advice to the king. So we can get this guy in, who would be papal influence, basically. Or we could take the prestige. I'm going to take the prestige. Just because I like prestige. It's more morale and stuff like that. They're trying to send some more troops over. You are going to repair. It's not going to take you a huge amount of time, although those ships are really old. And then the transports. Now that's only 12 of you, because these 3 still need to get over here to Belize. So let's go ahead and work on that. Wait, how did... Huh? I beg your pardon? No! And we're going to catch you in the jungle as well. It's another defensive battle. 4.3 morale versus 3.4. Stack wipe? Not quite, though you're probably not going to run very far. We could repay a loan. I think that would be reasonable. We'll head up there. Alright, now, Navy. You're strong enough? You are strong enough. We need a new admiral. So this is going to be Louis Jack, or Louis Jack. Sounds like an English admiral that we've taken into the employ of Spain. And then you're going to sail out here and hopefully do some damage. $19,000. See, that would be a little bit risky. Evangelical Union. Here we go. The leagues. After Emperor Boleslav V rejected the Protestant confessional positions as the Imperial Parliament, the Protestant Imperial Estates formed the League of Schmalkalden, with a joint army and a treasury seeking ties abroad. The German Catholic states, feeling threatened by this new alliance, have regrouped into the Catholic League. The stage is set for religious conflict in Europe. So right now we have Ingolstadt versus Bohemia. Okay. We add producing ivory. Here comes the navy. Crushed. We captured a ship, light ship. Alright, so Kutai is down to medium. I just need to get Kutai to low and I can probably piece them out. Royal marriage with France? Absolutely. I will accept that. Meanwhile, transports. Where are the other three? Okay, they're not a million miles away. And actually a lot of South America is going to be in supply range nowadays. I think I also want to start building another 3 light ships. Just so I can keep the exploration going. Because I do feel like we need to try and, for example, discover... Oh, we can. I just need a colonist to get Hawaii. If I get Hawaii, we're sorted. So let's say that Paraiba, or Paraiba, I'm going to recall you, and we're going to send that colonist to Hawaii. Boom. Which is also a centre of trade. For the Polynesian Triangle. Wait, is that a new trade zone? That's a new trade zone. With California and Mexico feeding into it, and it feeds into Panama. Oh, interesting. See you, Slurfin. Thanks again.